What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of PoorManMods. And some of you, if you've been following us on Facebook, you already know I have this car. And if you saw our latest video where Mark and I were driving to Ohio, you know I was going to buy a car. And the car that we purchased, I had a kind of a pretty strict set of parameters that I set for the car that I was looking for. And this car was the one that fit them best. And it's a 2002 IS300. It's got 160,000 miles on the chassis, and apparently it has 70,000 miles on the engine. The engine was apparently just swapped. And it's kind of a unicorn of an IS300. If you come over here, I'll show you why. It's a 5-speed. Now, I know a lot of you were disappointed with the Subaru that I had because it was an automatic, and I knew you guys would be even more disappointed if I got an automatic IS300, so I drove all the way out to Ohio from Pennsylvania to buy a 5-speed, and it's pretty nice. It needs some work. Like right now, the air conditioning doesn't work. I think the throwout bearing or the input shaft bearing on the transmission is kind of squeaking. That's really no big deal. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what my plans for power is, because this car does come with 2JZ. No shit. But it's a naturally aspirated 2JZ. No shit. So a lot of you are probably telling me to do the 2JZ GTE swap. There's a light post right there. Some might think, oh, take everything out of that car and put it in that car, which I've really considered doing that because it'd be very cheap and kind of easy. But my whole goal for this car, some of you might think it's stupid, some of you might not, but I kind of want, like, I was going to do a series on this called Project Unicorn. And I told Lucas from Lab Japan about it, and he was absolutely correct. He said if I named it Project Unicorn, everyone would say I'm copying Mighty Car Mods because they talk about unicorns. So because of all you Mighty Car Mods fanboys, I'm not naming it Project Unicorn, because he is absolutely correct that you would think I'm copying them because I use the word unicorn. So now, I really don't know what I'm going to call it, but I really want to try to get the most amount of fuel economy I can out of this car. Now, I'm not going to strip it, I'm not going to go all radical race car like with that thing, but I think I'm going to try to do, like, right now it already has a catback exhaust, which I'll show you. It's decent, it's pretty loud on the highway. I'm not sure if it's 2 1/4, 2 1/2, or 3 inch, but it does have a catback. And it also has a Fidenza lightweight flywheel. So those are two big things that are going to help with the fuel economy of this thing. But I want to do a long tube header on it, lightweight pulleys, maybe like a fluid damper or an aftermarket harmonic balancer.
Definitely that.
I might try to get shaft masters. They gave us a drive shaft for this thing. I'm going to see if they can hook me up with a custom one for this. So I basically want to make everything as light as possible on the rotating assembly and all that, and try to free up as much power and fuel economy as I can. And I'm considering just turboing the NA2J on extremely low boost to help with fuel economy with that. If I can, keep the stock injectors if I can. So a lot of the things I'm going to be doing to this are to help with fuel economy and also for looks. Now, like with this car, about 98% of my time and effort went towards performance and 2% for looks, as it reflects in the body of the car. But with this, I think I'm going to do about 50-50, maybe even 60% looks and 40% performance. because it is a Lexus and it's going to be my daily driver. I'm not going to go all race car. My buddy over at Project Garage, he's a dealer for wheels now, and I think he's gonna hook me up with some wheels. Really nice lightweight wheels for this. That'll also help with fuel economy. And I'm gonna do a lot of cosmetic stuff for this to make it look pretty good too. So, fuel economy and cosmetics is the name of the game for this as of now. I highly doubt I'm going to 2JZ GTE swap it, because that is not a poor man mod at all. Especially if I wanted to do the 6-speed with the 2JZ. Not a poor man mod, because that swap alone costs as much as I put into this thing. So, here's my new IS300. I'll show you the interior. Might have to adjust the camera though, because it's black. Let me see the camera. Yeah. So, all black leather interior, 5-speed. It's pretty clean. On this side, I've been cleaning the sticky dash. On that side, I didn't. So like right here, if any of you are familiar with sticky dashes, this is not sticky right here. So it's pretty clean. Aftermarket head unit, nothing fancy though. Back seat's pretty clean. And in pictures, you might think this car had a lot of brake dust, but actually the wheels are painted on the outside, kind of like a gray or gunmetal. It was done pretty poorly. As you can see, the paint is chipping. So I'm either going to paint them myself or leave them like that, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting these lightweight wheels, which will help looks and performance with this thing. Some cosmetic mods you can look forward to that I'm definitely going to do for this thing. I'm going to take apart the headlights and paint the housings black, and that'll make it look pretty nice. Probably going to plastic dip that grille, even though a lot of people like that JDM grill, yo. And it needs the Altezza badge because it is an Altezza grill. I'm going to show you how to do some custom taillights. I'm going to work with that. That's really it for now. You know, some cosmetics and fuel economy upgrades. So I'm super excited to have this car. I love it. I like it a lot more than my Subaru. A lot of people are questioning why I sold the Subaru and the Sentra. I just didn't feel like the Subaru was my car. Like when I was driving it, I felt like I was driving someone else's, but with this, as soon as I got in it, I felt at home, and everything about it I absolutely love. So it's gonna be a nice fun little project, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys like it. So there it is.